Equalizer in a Nutshell with me, Ina. Medyo huli na ako sa diskusyong ito. Nonetheless, I think it's still very important and relevant sa ating community because it involves yan mga kababayan po natin at mga masaklap dito mga bata. I'm sure you've read this in the news and also on social media. Ang daming nag-post, no? Ang daming kababayan natin nakikiramay dun po sa pamilya ng 3 batang magkakapatid na, ayun, involved in an accident. It killed the 3 children. Okay. A drunk driver, 19 years old po, ang nasa likod ng manibela. So, ang latest update po dyan, nag-appear na po sa korte itong 19-year-old driver, isa pong lalaki. Ang kanyang pangalan, si Ethan Louillier. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Taga Georgetown po. Ang sabi dito, no? He was arrested at the scene, which happened at Renforth Drive and Highway 401 noong Sunday. And right now, he is facing 12 charges, including 3 counts of impaired driving causing death. Nag-appear lang daw po via video itong driver from a detention center. Nakasuot na daw po siya ng orange jumpsuit and nagsalita lang para sabihin ang kanyang pangalan. Okay? Sa ngayon, ang sabi po dito, he did not request for a bail hearing. Aba? Okay. Pero babalik po siya, may isa po silang court hearing next month. Ang saklap, mula talaga nung nagkaanak ako, iba pala ang feeling, talagang pag meron ko ang anak and then you hear about stories like this affecting children. Sobrang heartbreaking yung nangyari. Imagine they were just stopped at a red light. Kahit talagang maingat ka na driver, alam mo, you really don't know what will happen. Hindi lang ikaw pala talaga ang responsable sa iyong safety. Mahalaga na ang buong community involved in keeping everybody safe. No matter how safe of a driver you are, if there is an impaired driver, an irresponsible driver out there, pwede ka pa rin masaktan. In this case, namatay po ang 3 bata, magkakapatid. And I think a few others are still recovering in the hospital. Ay nako. By the way, nakikiramay po tayo dun sa pamilya nung 3 bata. Naku po, I cannot imagine the pain you are going through. I will include you in my prayers. And also, meron pa po silang GoFundMe page. It's still up. Share po natin. This has been shared by many actually on social media. Again, huli na ako. Pasensya na po kayo, no? So, Lavinia Galve family. Okay? Ito po yung kanilang GoFundMe page. I will put this down there in the description box. Ito po yung 3 magkakapatid. So far, it has already raised $178,000 as of recording ko, May 21, 2025. Every time this happens, syempre, ang reaction po na naman, meron na namang napatay ang isang irresponsibleng driver. Hindi lang po ito syempre sa Canada, no? It happens in different countries. Pero since nandito tayo sa Canada, no, puntahan natin ang reaksyon ng mga tao dyan. And of course, meron pong comment si Ontario Premier Doug Ford sa kanya pong official account on X, formerly known as Twitter. Sabi niya, I am heartbroken by the tragic and senseless death of 3 young children. My thoughts are with the families grieving this unimaginable loss of life. The person responsible for this heinous act needs to face the harshest punishment possible. So ano ba ang harshest punishment possible? Teka, bago pala natin puntahan yan, syempre, ito na naman ako, tinagnan ko ang comment section nito. Medyo nag-backfire pa dito kay Doug Ford, nakikiramay na nga, pero yung ibang mga tao, sabi, ikaw din ang dapat sisihin dyan because you made access to alcohol easily available daw in Ontario. Yan ang sabi ng ilang mga comments, no? Ayun, kunyari ito. There is more than one person responsible, Premier. Look in the mirror, sabi niya. Sabi pa tong isa, You made alcohol readily available in Ontario. Think on that. But anyway, syempre, naniniwala naman ako no kay Doug Ford na he feels bad for it. Nobody wanted this to happen. Harshest punishment daw ang gusto niya. Ano kaya yun, ano? Lalo na if it involves a 19-year-old. Ngayon pa lang nakakita na ako ng mga comments na, nako po, baka, baka makalaya lang din yan sooner than what many people would like to see. Ano bang pagbabatayan natin? Siyempre, hindi pa natin alam, ano? May court hearing pa po dyan. Pagbatayan natin yung mga nakaraang insidente similar to what happened dito sa tatlong batang ito. Ito po, meron pala nung 2015. Okay? Tatlong magkakapatid rin. Isang 9-year-old, 5, 2 years old. Tsaka ang lolo nila namatay. Matapos, banggain ang minivan nila ng isang speeding SUV. Okay? SUV na nag-run through a stop sign. This is in Vaughan, Ontario in 2015. Ano po ang naging sentensya sa kanya dun sa driver? He was sentenced to 10 years in prison noong March 2016. Nag-plead raw po siya ng guilty. But I understand the driver, according to this report, was granted full parole in 2021. So after 5 years, he was granted full parole. Bakit? Ito yun, This article talks about the document outlining the reasons why the driver, ito pong si Marco Muzo, was granted full parole. According to the decision, Muzo, the driver, gained insight into his actions. Siguro nakapag-nilay-nilay na siya doon sa kanyang nagawa, no? And took active steps towards rehabilitation and reintegration while behind bars. Okay, so again, initially he was sentenced to 10 years. Okay, after po mawala ng buhay ang 4 po na kanyang nasagasaan. Okay. 10 years sentence, paroled, full parole after only 5 years. Sige. I will let you come up with your own comments patungkol po dyan. Nakahanap pa tayo ng isa pa pong similar incident. Ito naman, a driver nakapatay po ng isang babae at ng kanyang 3 anak na babae. This incident happened in 2020. Ang kanyang naging punishment, 17 years in jail. And also, a driving ban. Look at this beautiful family. Ay, nako. So, ayun. They were killed after their SUV was struck on June 18, 2020. Ito palang driver nito had a cavalier attitude towards driving laws. Aba, marami ng record sa pagiging bad or reckless driver. Before the accident, he had already accumulated 15 driving infractions in the 2.5 years before the accident na nakapatay po siya. Sa Brampton pala ito. There is no word if ano na ang estado nito. I am just assuming he is still serving his jail time. Nako, hopefully, hindi naman po siya makalaya ng ganun-ganun lang. Do you think that laws here are too lax towards impaired drivers and reckless drivers, especially those who end up killing people? As usual, yan na naman po kasi ang madalas syempre nasasabi ng mga tao, no? Ulitin ko, after na-report itong aksidente na ito na may 3 batang Pilipinong namatay, na naman, meron na namang na-aksidente ang isang reckless driver. Sabi nga nung isang non-profit group na kino-quote sa mga reports tungkol dito, they are advocates against drunk driving. Ang pangalan po nila, MADD, M-A-D-D Canada, or Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Mahirap daw po talaga, sabi ng grupo, na kumbaga turuan ang mga kabataan, lalo na daw ang mga kalalakihan, batang lalaki, na according to the group, is more prone to making, bad decisions. Kumbaga. Obviously, ang sinasabi nila, it's really educating people and letting the young ones know the consequences of bad decisions. Ang severity, ano ba ibig sabihin? Makasagasa ka, makapatay ka. Kailangan nila maintindihan kung gaano kalaking bagay yan para sa ibang tao lalo na, no? The severity of potentially killing somebody if you drive impaired or drunk. Okay. Pero eto, may interesting proposal sila, no? Preventive side naman po ito. Sabi ng MAD, sana raw sundan ng Canada ang isang polisiya sa United States, sa US, na kung saan, starting 2026 daw, interesting to vehicles in the US will start having anti anti-impaired technology built in sa mga sasakyan. Meron palang ganun, ano? Ito po yan, no? This is an article from a while back, 2023 pa to. Sabi dito, should Canada follow US lead and make anti-impaired technology mandatory in all new cars? According to this article, by 2026 next year, all new cars made in the US will have to come with technology that tests the sobriety of drivers. So it will come in the form, again, of a built-in device na ilalagay daw po sa mga sasakyan. This part mentions kung anong klaseng technology yan. Inaaral pa daw at the time this article was written. First, posibleng isang breathalyzer unit fixed to the steering wheel that can test the blood alcohol level of the driver as they exhale normally. Okay. Ang pangalawang tinitingnang technology daw, baka nga na pagdesisyon na guys, baka nga may desisyon na, no, which one ang gagamitin dahil 2023 pa to at next year na uumpisahan to. Sabi, ang pangalawa is a skin-based test that requires the driver to place their finger on a sensor. So apparently, MAD Canada, again, the nonprofit against drunk drivers, nakipag-meeting na po pala sila sa Transport Minister ng Canada noon patungkol dito. I have not seen any update about this. What do you think about this, guys? Ano ba ang karapat-dapat para sa inyo na punishment sa mga ganitong tao, no? Nakaka-aksidente, nakakapatay dahil sa reckless driving, impaired driving, drunk driving. Lalo na yung mga bad record, ano? Meron ng bad record, paulit-ulit lang, nakakapag-drive pa din. The sad part is, kahit ano pa pong pag-usapan natin ngayon, ano, kahit magkaroon, syempre mahalagang pag-usapan kung ano ang solusyon moving forward, paano may iwasan ng mga ganitong issue. Meron ng mga namatay no matter what we say, no? It always has to come with a cost of lives. Sadly. Bakit ganun? Diba? Bakit ganun? Bakit sa maraming bagay kailangan meron palaging mamatay? Mamatayan bago mag-take ng concrete action. No? Anyway, yun lang naman po ang aking mumunting episode. I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think down there in the comment section. Bye!